Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I'm going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series Lockdown. This is based on the figure from Age of Extinction. Of course, this is the only film that Lockdown actually appeared in, and he transforms into a Lamborghini. I can't remember exactly which version of the Lamborghini. I'm sure someone's going to correct me and say, "Oh, you should have researched that." Anyways, taking a look at the Lamborghini alt mode, it is definitely better than the original Deluxe class toy. That thing was not good. It had this weird brown color to it that was just... I don't understand why they decided to do that, but this one does look so much better. It's not that flashy, but he shouldn't be. He's locked down, unless you're going for the anime look with the bright green and spikes and whatnot. But the way they handle lockdown, I think this is actually appropriate. I do like the dark... sorry about that. The dark color for the windscreen. It doesn't really show too much kibble, so that's good. He's got a little gold bit, at least I think that's gold, for the Lamborghini logo, although that's not really painted too well. It just seems like one little bit of paint application. He also does have these smoky transparent look for the headlights, which is nice. And he does have some red on the back, but not much paint going on this toy. I feel like they could add just a little bit more, but this is definitely not bad. Underneath, you can tell that this is going to be a very basic transformation. And I will say this, while it is an improvement over the original Age of Extinction Deluxe class toy, that doesn't necessarily mean he's a good toy. I did not like that original Deluxe class figure. And this one, it's better, but I have my problems with it. Not so much for alt mode, though. I think the alt mode is fine, and if I'm saying anything about the paint, that's just me nitpicking. It's really not a major issue to me. I think this is fine. Anyways, he does have a couple of weapons that they just tab onto the side. It seems like by this point in time, they didn't really care about weapon storage, so they just kind of slap on there. I mean, the blade looks fine, but the hook, that's not too good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Lamborghini alt mode. It definitely feels a lot bigger than the Jazz, I can tell you that. But you know, it looks fine. So I like this. Getting into the transformation, this is where things kind of start to fall apart. And the very first step of the transformation to get this into robot mode is probably the most difficult. What you need to do is take out the entire section right here for the arms. Now the problem with that is so many things are getting in the way, and this is where Studio Series kind of fell apart. Because the main problem with a lot of the Studio Series toys is that they feel like they just barely fit into place. Like they didn't test it out enough, and it feels like you're going to break something because it just feels like you're squishing things that shouldn't be squunched. Squunched? Did I just make up a word? Anyways, so the first thing you want to do is take out these sides, and what I try to do is I try to get the fist or the top here to pop out first and see what I can do with that. But it's so hard. Once you get one side out, the other side is fine. But it's so difficult to do that. Sometimes it's easier to push out and also swing downward. But try and unhook the hand from there. You can kind of see how the hand sticks out like so. And you also have a little tab right there. And then you also have the shoulder bit that you have to take out. And it's just a pain in the ass. It's really not worth doing. I sometimes feel like I'm going to break the whole entire toy doing that. Again, once you get one side out, the other side is fine, but mainly getting into alt mode, that's where the problem is. Robot mode, yeah, still not great. Anyways, the second part that I hate is you have to rotate this, and you can start to feel that the wheel is pushing against the shoulder. So that's not good either, but once you have that around, the difficult part of the transformation should be done. So again, this just rotates like so, and then you take the elbow and that will snap out and rotate like so. And then next you have a couple of pieces right here that will flip out to the side, adding a little bit of detail, and the arms are pretty much done. Moving on to the legs, what you need to do is pop this section out, and this is also somewhat difficult, but gets a little easier over time. What I like to do is just kind of unhook those from there, and then try to separate the feet, and then bring those down. And then on this joint, you can see this joint right up here, kind of lift this up, fold these in, and then fold that in completely. Next, what I like to do is bring out the legs like so, and then flip this up, and then what you have to do is bring out the head, which is sort of hard to do. It doesn't really give you a lot to latch onto. Especially if the head's not straight. I hate using tools to do my transformers because I feel like I shouldn't have to use a tool for it. But it keeps turning in and then locking itself into place. Maybe that's why it's called lockdown. Anyways, sometimes what I do is try to pull up on the chin and see if I can just bring it out like so. Okay. I actually forgot the way how I do that normally. Anyways, take your finger inside there and push out the chest a little bit just to add a little bit of oomph to the figure. And bring this section in. And what I like to do is bring that down on the second joint and then bring that in. Then try to flatten that out a bit. Like so. And then the grill section will fit into the joint right there and then flip up and then will fit in completely like so. So you can see how that little joint kind of zigzags. That's to fit in with the grill. And then there's a couple of tabs on the back that will lock into place. Bring down the legs, rotate like so. Bring down the feet. There's a double joint on the grill section and the foot is attached to that, so it's pretty easy to do. And then there is lockdown in his robot mode. Now in robot mode, he looks fantastic. He definitely looks the part. He's got this very nice gunmetal color scheme to him. He's got a lot of detail that kind of hides within it, but I think that's kind of the point with lockdown. He's got some nice beaded green eyes, some blue in the chest, a lot of gold and silver, and he just looks fantastic. However, the articulation is not good with the toy. I like the head sculpt. I kind of wish he had the visor mask too, or at least a way to swap that out, but you know, this is fine. But his head is constantly hitting the pieces on the shoulders, so yeah, that's not good. The arms aren't fantastic. I mean, you can only bring it up to about there, and then sometimes it will hit the backpack. There's a rotation joint right here, but I mean, there's a ball joint right here, so you don't have to use that, but there's a corner piece on the door that hits that, so that's not great either. The elbow, you know, that's fine. The ball joint in the hips, that's okay. There's a rotation joint right here. He has pretty good knee articulation, so that's good. And then the feet articulation is fine. So the legs are fine, the arms feel restricted, and then the head is just nothing. Oh, and he also has waist articulation this time. It's very limited, but, you know, he has it, so that's good. But yeah, just because of the articulation, he doesn't feel that fun. I mean, in the film, he did a bunch of moves and kicks and whatnot, so I wish he had that. He does have a massive backpack, but I kind of don't care about it, but it just feels too big. I mean, I know I didn't mind the jazz, but at least jazz, I can ignore it. This kind of feels like it's just staring me right in the face. Like it's thick and wide, and it's just flat. I don't know. But, you know, the base figure is fine as far as its look. Its functionality and articulation isn't really that great. It also comes with a couple of weapons that can plug into the hand, like so. You can take the hook and you can plug that onto the side door or over the hand like that. And that's more of a traditional lockdown weapon. Or you could plug this onto that side or like this. This is what I like to do for the weapon. Just plug that in like so. And that's a pretty good look. I do like the weapons. I just wish he had the articulation to really mess around with that. But he does look good with them. I will say that. I also like how consistent the arm is with the weapon. So that's good. Size comparison. Actually, let's just do a first comparison in general. Here is the original Deluxe class Lockdown. And the arms just looked really weird. The legs looked too long. His body was very squat looking, and his head sculpt, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. Really, the only two things that this one has over that is the cannon head, which I really do enjoy, and the fact that I don't feel too restricted with the arm articulation. I mean, the elbow is questionable, but everything else seems okay. Maybe not so much the legs, but I feel like I can have more fun posing this guy rather than this guy. I feel like this guy has too many restrictions to him that just doesn't make him fun. But yeah, this is definitely an improvement over that, especially in the looks. And the size too, because here is the Optimus Prime, and while Optimus Prime is much taller, I gotta remember that this was also a semi-truck and this was a Lamborghini, so there's definitely gonna be a size difference to that. So I don't necessarily mind it. So do I recommend Lockdown? Oh, one more thing I gotta take a look at is the backdrop. So there it is. It is inside Lockdown ship, which I think is a very nice idea. He is number 11 in the Studio Series toy line. With that out of the way, what do I think of Lockdown? I don't hate him, but I definitely recommend Peru Kill over this. But if, that scale's not your thing and you want something for the Deluxe class lineup, definitely this one over the original. As much as this one gives me problems, the original one just does not look good. It really doesn't. It's like the ugliest thing to come out of Age of Extinction and its toy line. This is much better in my opinion, but its functionality with its articulation is just a big issue for me. I wish it was better, but I mean, this is clearly the best we've got so far. So with that, I think it's okay to get, but just don't expect this to be like a triumphant moment to where they finally brought out the best Lockdown ever, and it's going to be like the best. It's going to completely squash the original. Just don't expect that other than from its looks of the base robot. Because the base robot looks nice, but that's pretty much it. Anyways, with that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you